So I just watched Conjuring last Rites, and I gotta tell you, after watching the first few films, this one does not live up to the hype. Just to give you guys some background experience, I recently saw the first two Conjuring movies before watching Last Rites, so I did not watch any of the spin offs like Annabelle or The Nun, nor have I watched The Devil Made Me Do It. But this is my personal take of what I think about the movie. So there will be spoilers in this review, so if you don't want to listen to any spoilers, please leave now. So, Last Rites. It really doesn't live up to its hype. Let me recap what happened. So, Ed and Lorraine, they're real people, by the way, are famous demonologists. They go to places that have been reportedly haunted and do an investigation, gathering information and evidence, and if the place is being haunted by a demon, they give that evidence to the church, and the church sends someone to perform a blessing or exorcism to dispel the demon from that place. Ed and Lorraine have been doing this for years, and each movie is one of their famous cases, dramatized for the big screen. So, judging by the trailers for this film, one might think that this movie was one of their cases that caused them to retire. Like something very extreme had happened, and it put the Warrens to retire and never touch a demon ever again. Now, here's some real life knowledge. This case is called the Smurl investigation, which was indeed a case that was infamous by the Warrens. But it was not their last case. However, it was the case that the Warrens could not solve. So before I say everything wrong with this movie, let me tell you what I actually enjoyed from this film. First, the film does a great job of humanizing both Ed, Lorraine, and Judy. These characters have been in the films for years, and seeing them develop is a really nice touch, especially for Judy. In the movie, Judy's actually engaged and she starts tapping into her powers, which are similar to her mom's, where she can sense demons, she can sense a presence, she can tell, like, basically what happened in the past. Like, she basically has, like, the psychic powers that Lorraine has. I think it's a nice touch that Judy's tapping into that power because her mom has it. So I think it's a nice touch that this film is trying to develop on that. Also, she's engaged with this guy named Tony, who seems to be a nice guy, and it actually kind of makes the movie a little bit more nicer. He proposes to Judy in front of Ed and Lorraine, and he even asks Ed for his approval earlier. And you get to see Ed being this, like, he's intimidating up, like, when you look at him, but he's really a nice guy on the inside, and immediately he accepts Tony even though he's an outsider. Like, he accepts him into the family, which is really a nice touch. I also want to keep talking about Tony because he's really good in this film. Like, he has like a meaningful speech which he tells Ed because this guy was a police officer who entered early retirement. And the reason why he retired and got engaged with Judy is because on one of his shifts, he almost died. And that's when he realized that how precious and short life is. And he wants to fulfill his life to the fullest. So that's why he got engaged with Judy, which was a really nice touch in this film. I like the message they're trying to send out. It really was really great. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is that this film was not afraid to kill off a major character. So there's this character named Father Gordon, who is a priest who's been working with the Warrens. He gathers the evidence that the Warrens submit, and he sends them to the church for the exorcism or blessing to be approved. However, the Warrens did not accept the Smurl case initially, so Father Gordon had to do his own investigation on his own, and he messed with the demon. The demon did not like it, so then he starts attacking Father Gordon. Now, Father Gordon is a priest, so you think he's powerful because he has the power of God on his side? Well, this demon does not care. He burns a cross that Father Gordon is holding and then possesses Father Gordon, causing him to, well, die. So, I just like how this demon was set up to be this all-powerful, like, being that not even God can protect because he killed a priest. I feel like if a demon's able to kill a priest, there's really nothing you can do at that point. However, this is where the plot holes start coming in, and this is where the film just begins going downhill. So now I'm going to be talking about the stuff I did not like about this movie. First thing, the jump scares. They're way too predictable, but probably because I've already watched like the first few Conjuring movies. But still, like, it did not feel like the payoff was really there, right? And on top of that, majority of the jump scares that were shown in the film were shown in the trailers. So if you watch the trailers for Last Rites, you can tell when the jump scares are going to happen. So the jump scare part, not really a good payoff. The plot of the story also is not that great as well, since at the beginning of the film, Ed and Lorraine, they're already retired, by the way. Like, I'm meant to believe that the Smurl case is what caused them to go in retirement, but they're already retired before they even do the Smurl investigation. And this is because Ed has a bad heart condition, so he can't really do his investigations anymore. However, the reason why the Warrens even take up this case is because of Father Gordon's death, and at his funeral, Judy did send something, and she took the case on her own, which her parents did not approve, and because they're already there, they might as well do this case. So, even though they do take up the case itself, their investigation, happens so late in the film compared to like the other two. Like this, the Smurl investigation, they don't even start doing their investigation till like maybe a bit after the second half of the film. So it really feels like their investigation part and them facing the demon was kind of rushed, if you ask me. So when the Warrens show up, they investigate the house. They find a mirror that is the same mirror that they did an investigation earlier in their careers. And they're like, yeah, it's a demon. We gotta get this mirror out of here. Like, it really feels like the investigation was just there for like maybe one night, which is kind of short for like the movie. But at the same time, too, it just feels like, wow, you found a mirror. Great, it's a demon. It's a demon, guys. Let's go. So the mirror that holds the demon has been obsessed with Judy, and I really don't know why, except that the mirror was there when Lorraine gave birth to Judy, and it's been waiting for Judy for years. Like, I really don't understand why this demon's so obsessed with her, but yeah, it was really only here for Judy, and the demon's actually pretty powerful. Like, it takes out Lorraine, it gives Ed a heart attack, it causes Tony to crash his car, so there's basically no one there to help when Judy gets possessed and tries, she almost dies. And I feel like you think that Ed is gonna die because the demon gave Ed a heart attack. Ed drops his pills, so you think like, oh, Ed might die here, this is where like Ed dies. But you can't kill off Ed because he is based off a real character. So, and that's not how the real Ed died. So of course he recovers and he saves Judy. However, the demon is even more angrier and tries to kill Tony next. And Ed tries to do the Saint Michael the Archangel prayer to dispel the demon, but the demon burns Ed's Bible. So now you think that the demon is all powerful. He's gonna kill Tony. We're gonna get another character death. This demon is gonna cause them to retire. This demon is gonna result in the unsolved because they couldn't like take out the demon. You think this is all gonna happen, but no. So how they actually defeat the demon, and it's in the most cheesiest way. So the whole movie, Lorraine has been telling Judy to not use her powers and just shut everything out. Don't acknowledge the demons, don't acknowledge the spirits, don't acknowledge your visions, just ignore it. And the whole movie, Judy has been doing that. However, when they face this like all-powerful demon, Lorraine's like, stop shutting it out, face the demon. And then they do end up working together, like Lorraine, Ed, and Judy. They do acknowledge the demon, and apparently this demon gets defeated because Judy stops shutting it out. Like, what? The power of family beats a demon, but the power of God could not defeat this demon. Yeah, I don't understand it either. Anyways, they defeat the demon, they grab the mirror, they bring it back home, and the Warrens officially enter retirement, as Lorraine has a vision that they'll have grandchildren, they'll grow old together, and then it's a sweet, happy ending. So, what's my takes on this? Yeah, I did not like how the whole message was like family will defeat the demon. Stop ignoring demons. Like I really did not like how the demon was defeated. Like it doesn't sit right with me. So I'd say as a Conjuring movie, even a horror movie, this one is pretty mid at most. I do like how they really did humanize Ed and Lorraine. They make it really feel relatable in this film. But the scary part of the film, it just did not feel right with me. So I hope this is the last Conjuring movie because I don't see them doing any more cases or any basing it off any case. So this might be the last one in the main series. And you can't really change history either. Like there's only so much you can use to base off like the original source. So I think might be the last one that like we'll ever see. So I'm gonna give this a 6.5 out of 10. It was extremely underwhelming. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review and peace out.